On Visak's full moon, hearts recall a prince who gave his all. He trained his mind, he walked the way, and reached the truth that does not sway. In one great flash, his mind awoke. The chains of self began to break. No longer lost in grasp or fear, the Buddha's light grew calm and clear. Enlightened now, he saw the path, the middle way, beyond the wrath. He taught the world, both gods and men, to rise above, to start again. Three sacred events all came to be beneath the Bodhi tree by river free. His birth, awakening, and final peace, all on this moon, the cycle ceased. The Dharma shines, his gift to all, a timeless truth, a noble call. We bow in thanks, we chant, we pray, on Visak's bright and holy day. Not just a tale of ancient lore, but wisdom we can still explore. To walk the path, to live with grace, to find true peace in every place.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. This is where we take sources, sometimes a whole stack. But today, just one, actually quite a beautifully concise one, and we really dig in to pull out the key insights for you. The aim, as always, is to give you that shortcut to understanding, cutting through all the noise. So today we're focusing on Visak Full Moon Day, but we're coming at it from, well, a pretty unique angle. Through a poem. Yeah, our source is called Visak Full Moon, a poetic teaching, and it's from the YouTube channel Rula Jankaron. What's really interesting about this poem, I think, is how reflective it is, how graceful. It simplifies the story of the Buddha's life quite deliberately. And here's the key thing. It leaves out the supernatural stuff. You know, it really centers on the natural process, his birth, his enlightenment, and then his final liberation from, well, what the tradition calls defilements and suffering. So that's our mission today, to unpack this poem, see what it tells us about the Buddha's path, and importantly, how it might guide, our own development towards more awakened state.
It is striking, isn't it? How it just starts us off on a very human level. The opening line. On Visak's full moon, hearts recall, a prince who gave his all. Straight away, it's not about magic or destiny. It's about a personal choice, a huge commitment.
Exactly. No divine right, no miracles needed in this telling. It's all about the effort. He trained his mind, he walked the way, and reached the truth that does not sway. That really highlights the internal journey, the discipline, the personal agency needed. It feels much more accessible somehow.
That's a really good point. It lines up with the core teaching, doesn't it? That awakening isn't a gift from outside. It's something you cultivate yourself through effort. And the poem captures that moment, that breakthrough, so well. In one great flash, his mind awoke, the chains of self began to break. It's not just learning something new. It's portrayed as this deep internal shift, a real liberation from the things that usually tie us down, attachments, fears. When it says, no longer lost in grasp or fear, the Buddha's light grew calm and clear, that just beautifully paints a picture of that inner state, right? That tranquility, that clarity, once those chains are gone.
Okay, so when you mention chains of self or defilements, maybe for someone who's not so familiar, what exactly are we talking about there in the poem's context?
Good question. Yeah. So defilements here, think of them as mental pollutants. Things like greed, aversion, or hatred and delusion, ignorance. They're the things that cloud our minds and basically lead to suffering, the inner obstacles. So breaking the chains of self is about getting free from those ingrained habits of thinking and feeling that keep us stuck in suffering. And the poem's quite clear this freedom came through training the mind, not, some external miracle.
Right, through dedicated practice. And then, after that awakening, the poem talks about the path he found and shared. Enlightened now, he saw the path, the middle way beyond the wrath. That phrase, beyond the wrath, it feels like more than just not being angry, doesn't it? It suggests something deeper, like moving past that whole reactive state of mind.
Precisely. Yeah. Beyond the wrath here points to a state free from not just anger, but all that underlying agitation, that conflict that fuels suffering. It's about letting go of the pushing and pulling, that sort of grasping energy. And the middle way, as the poem puts it, is that balanced approach, avoiding extremes, not just luxury or harsh self-denial, but also those extreme mental states, clinging to things or pushing them away, finding that stable, insightful middle ground. And from that place, he taught the world, both gods and men, to rise above, to start again. It's presented as a universal message, really, a call for anyone to transform inwardly.
What I also find really powerful is how the poem pulls the whole meaning of Visak back to this single day. It distills it. 3 sacred events all came to be, beneath the Bodhi tree, by river free, his birth, awakening, and final peace, all on this moon the cycle ceased. It's kind of amazing, that convergence of these 3 massive moments, birth, enlightenment, final passing, all on the same full moon day in that same sort of setting.
And connecting that to the bigger picture, it really underscores the completeness of his journey, doesn't it? His birth, the start of it all, his human existence, his awakening, the absolute peak of his spiritual development, and then his final peace, or parinirvana, the ultimate release from that cycle of suffering. The cycle ceased. That's a powerful line. It refers directly to breaking free from samsara, the cycle of rebirth and suffering. Total freedom from all those defilements we talked about. And crucially, the poem frames this as achieved through a natural human process of training the mind, which leads to the next line. The Dhamma shines, his gift to all, a timeless truth, a noble call. It's this enduring wisdom still relevant.
So what does this all mean? As we reflect on this poem, what's the takeaway for us?
Well, I think it means that Vesak, especially as this poem presents it, isn't just some ancient story or, a date on the calendar. It's framed as living wisdom, something we can still engage with. It's that noble call, as the poem says, to walk the path, to live with grace, and find true peace in every place. This poem, it reminds us that the Buddha's journey from being a prince to becoming the awakened one was shown here as a deeply natural process, training the mind, actively breaking those chains of self, finding that calm, clear light through the middle way, going beyond the wrath. And those 3 events, birth, awakening, final peace, happening on this one day, under the Bodhi tree, near the river. It's like a timeless symbol, a reminder that this kind of deep liberation, it's attainable, possible for anyone, really, through that dedicated inner work. The poem's simplicity, I think, invites us to ask ourselves, okay, how can we in our own lives start to walk that kind of path? How can we find that inner peace, not just as an idea, but as something real, day to day?